Food wrapped in newspaper, the hidden health hazard behind the taste. It's morning time. By the roadside, hot vada pav is being fried in oil, chutney is being applied, a crowd is standing, and a customer hurriedly asks for their breakfast. The shopkeeper picks up the vada pav, wraps it in a piece of old newspaper, and hands it to the customer with a smile. The customer also takes the first bite without a second thought. But at that very moment, a danger can begin that is invisible to the eyes. The taste is familiar, but along with the wrapper, invisible chemicals and germs can also enter the food. This is where the fear begins. The newspaper we consider cheap and normal packing can deliver unwanted ink, dust and contamination straight to our stomachs. And the curiosity is that if this practice is so risky, then why are samosas, kachoris and pakodas still served in newspapers on the streets of India today? Recently, an incident in Mumbai put the spotlight back on this old habit. A popular vada pav vendor was caught serving food in newspaper. Following this, FSSAI's Western region and local civic authorities gave a clear warning to food vendors that newspaper is not a safe material for food packaging. This action wasn't just a crackdown on one shop. It was a warning for those millions of vendors and customers who ignore this habit every day, considering it normal. In India, street food is not just a way to fill the stomach. It is an emotion, a memory, and such a part of daily life that it is visible in every city. But as important as the taste of food is, food safety is no less important. The food might be good, but if the serving method is bad, the risk increases. Often, illness does not come from the food's recipe, but from the surface on which the food is kept. This is exactly what makes newspaper packaging dangerous. Newspapers are made for reading, not for direct contact with food. It is not food-grade material, so considering it a plate or wrapper is wrong. Food-grade means a material that does not transfer harmful chemicals or dirt when it touches food. Newspaper is not designed for this purpose. Newspaper printing ink can contain pigments, binders, and other chemical components. Not every ink is the same, but even a doubt in food safety is considered serious. When a hot samosa or oily pakoda is placed on a newspaper, the heat and oil can increase the chance of chemical transfer from the surface. This transfer is not always visible. The food looks the same, the smell remains the same, but invisible contamination can slowly enter the body. People often say that we have been eating from newspapers since childhood and nothing happened. But in food safety, this logic is not considered reliable. Everybody's immunity is different. A child, an elderly person, a pregnant woman, or someone with weak immunity can be quickly affected by unsafe food contact. Sometimes we mistake stomach pain, vomiting, loose motions, or infections as the effect of the weather. But the reason for this can also be unsafe food handling. The second danger of newspaper is related to hygiene. After leaving the printing press, a newspaper passes through many hands, surfaces, bundles, and transport conditions. It can fall on the road, lie in the dust, stay open in shops, and then reach directly under our food. Now think, how can we consider hot food safe when placed on paper, where dust, moisture, bacteria, or germs can accumulate? This is why FSSAI has made it clear to food business operators not to pack, serve, or store food in newspapers. The Food Safety and Standards Packaging Regulations 2018 also emphasize safe and suitable packaging material for direct food contact. The meaning of this is simple. Food should not be served on any printed newspaper, magazine paper, colored sheet, or unknown paper. Even so, why doesn't this practice stop? The biggest reasons are habit, low cost, and a lack of awareness. For small vendors, newspapers are cheap, easily available, and they feel that it doesn't matter to the customer. Many shopkeepers think that if they buy food-grade paper or proper plates, their profit will decrease. But this saving is very small compared to the health risk. In the food business, the very first rule should be safety, not taste. Taste can bring a customer back, but unsafe food can ruin their health. A street vendor works hard, stands from morning till night, and runs a business on low margins. But along with hard work, safety is also necessary. If a vendor uses clean oil, fresh ingredients, and maintains good taste, they should pay just as much attention to the packaging. Today, the customer is becoming more aware than before. People build trust only after seeing hygiene, gloves, covered food, and safe packing. If one unsafe video goes viral on social media, years of reputation can be damaged in a few hours. Therefore, a smart vendor is one who adopts safe packaging for customer trust, not out of fear of action. Using newspaper to absorb oil from fried food is also common. On the surface, this looks practical, but it is not correct from a safety standpoint. Oily food makes more contact with the newspaper. This very contact can increase the possibility of chemical migration and contamination. Instead of this, food-grade absorbent paper, clean paper plates, leaf plates, areca plates, or approved packaging materials can be better options. Plastic is not the solution everywhere. We need both sustainable and safe packaging together so that a balance of both environment and health can be achieved. The role of the government and authorities is to enforce, but customers also have a huge role in changing the market. If the customer keeps accepting food given in newspaper without questioning, the vendor will also not change their old habit. Next time a shopkeeper gives a snack in a newspaper, don't say it angrily, but calmly say to give it in a safe plate or food-grade paper. If one customer speaks up, it might not make a difference. But if 10 customers speak up every day, the shop's method will begin to change. This is how food safety awareness spreads at the ground level. Rules remain written on paper, but the change happens at the customer counter. Restaurants, cloud kitchens, caterers, and mobile food vendors must also understand that packaging is their brand's responsibility. In a cloud kitchen, the customer does not see the food being prepared. Therefore, the packaging itself becomes the first visible proof of trust for them. If a parcel comes in oily newspaper or a printed sheet, the customer should immediately question how the kitchen must be managing the rest of the safety. In the era of food delivery, packaging has become even more important. Food remains enclosed for a long time, heat is maintained, and contact time increases. Therefore, direct food contact material must be clean, safe, and suitable. Just looking good from the outside is not enough. It is also important to understand that not every paper is food safe. Even paper that looks white is not necessarily food grade. Food grade material requires different manufacturing standards and contamination control. Therefore, assuming random paper is safe is wrong. The real purpose of FSSAI's warning is not to spread fear, but to protect public health. If millions of people eat street food daily, even a small unsafe practice can turn into a big health risk. Problems like food poisoning, stomach infections, and digestive issues often start with a small piece of negligence. We often say that outside food felt heavy, but perhaps the problem was not in the food, but in the handling or packaging. Therefore, while checking the quality of food, do not look only at the taste, spice, and price. Look at that plate, paper, and wrapper as well. Children must also be taught this habit. Outside the school, if someone gives a snack in a printed paper, they should know how to say no. At home too, the habit of serving snacks on leftover newspaper should be stopped. This is not just a problem of shopkeepers, it is our kitchen habit too. In many homes, fried puris, pakodas, or namkeen are spread out on newspapers. This is a convenience, but it is not a safe choice. Using a clean tray, food-grade tissue, plain safe paper, or a plate is more appropriate. A small precaution can save you from a major illness. In this entire issue, making villains out of vendors would not be right. Many vendors do this due to a lack of awareness. They do not cause harm intentionally. But even after gaining awareness, if someone continues an unsafe practice, then authority action becomes necessary. Because in food safety, negligence does not remain a personal choice. It becomes a public health issue. A vendor serves hundreds of people in a day. If their method is unsafe, the risk can also spread to hundreds of people. That is why rules are not just for big restaurants. The responsibility of food safety falls on carts, kiosks, canteens, stalls, and catering services alike. In matters of health, there should be no difference between a small business and a big business. A customer's stomach carries the same risk everywhere. This story also tells us that it is necessary to upgrade the food culture in modern India. The taste can remain old, the recipe can remain traditional, but packaging and hygiene must change according to modern safety standards. Let the filling of the samosa remain the same, the chutney remain the same, but it should be served in a safe plate instead of a newspaper. This is real progress, removing unsafe habits while preserving the culture. Today there is a need for food vendors to get training, local bodies to run awareness drives, and customers to demand safe packaging. If affordable food-grade packaging is easily available in the wholesale market, then small vendors will also be able to adopt it. Often, compliance comes not just from fear, but from convenience. If a vendor finds a safe option cheap and accessible, the change will be faster. But the beginning will be with awareness. As long as people consider food wrapped in newspaper normal, the problem will continue. Now we have to change this normal. Newspaper is for news, not for breakfast. The food wrapper should be one that keeps the food safe, not one that adds hidden contamination to it. Taste gives joy for a few minutes, but unsafe food can give trouble for several days. Therefore, next time while buying street food, do not just ask how much it costs. Also see what the food is being given in. If a newspaper is visible, politely decline. Your one small no can save both your health and the awareness of others. Because health is not preserved just by what we eat. Health is also preserved by what we eat it in.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.